What's good, fight fans? This is D, and I'm back with another video with the Standing 8 Fighting channel. I just want to do a quick video regarding Oscar DeLa Hoya's call out of Conor McGregor. It's just strange considering leading up, well, actually before the lead up to the fight, just when they were in talks, or there was rumors that Mayweather was going to come out of retirement to fight Conor. De La Hoya on two occasions, I believe on TMZ reported it, that De La Hoya was pretty much talking about his interest in making a fight between Conor McGregor and Canelo Alvarez. And again, I thought it was strange considering no one was even considering that fight to begin with, but of course he was trying to take advantage of Conor McGregor's popularity and pretty insistent that he would want to promote that fight. Of course, it didn't happen, and leading up to the fight between Conor and Mayweather, De La Hoya was pretty vocal about the fight being a waste of boxing's time, being a circus, and essentially going to ruin boxing. And again, a lot of people kind of agreed with De La Hoya. Me, I was one of those people. I just thought it was going to be it was an entertainment fight. It wasn't to establish who's the best boxer in the world or to crown a new pound-for-pound king. Mainly, the reason I think the fight happened is, of course, the money it was going to generate. And also because Conor McGregor was the one calling out Floyd the whole time. It wasn't a situation where Floyd was going out of his way to even mention Conor McGregor's name while he was still fighting. It was Conor, and even not Dana White, but even Ronda Rousey, who was kind of vocalizing her interest in potentially beating Floyd up or fighting Floyd. So again, it was MMA kind of using boxing as a means to kind of further their status in sports entertainment and combat sports. So that, again, I didn't see anything wrong with it initially, but then when Floyd actually took interest in making the fight because he's seen the financial gain in it, I couldn't fault him. But of course, a lot of, quote-unquote boxing fans and boxing purists, decided to give their 2 cents. And of course, De La Hoya was one of those people who called the fight a circus. He even had Bernard Hopkins on interviews, and I think he did a radio interview on the Breakfast Club, and he, echoed the sentiment that it was going to be a circus fight and a money grab. That was the key thing. They kept calling it a money grab. So hindsight, I guess you could say 4 or 5 months later, De La Hoya was doing a radio interview, and he, said that he's secretly training, and he has intentions to challenge Conor McGregor. Mind you, he was the main guy bashing the fight. He called out Floyd. He did like a 4-page letter on, I think, Facebook, talking about how this fight, the fight between Conor and Floyd, is a joke, and how it's going to ruin boxing, et cetera, et cetera. But then 5 months later, you call out, you have interest in calling out McGregor, and you're secretly training. Really hypocritical. I've seen a few videos since this information came out from different YouTubers talking about how De La Hoya makes no sense. How can you bash something and then want to do it a few months later? Again, and the difference, of course, between Floyd and Oscar is that Floyd was only retired for about 2 years, and he was called out by McGregor. In this instance, I believe De La Hoya's been out of boxing for 9 years, and you're interested in calling out Conor. And again, right now, Conor is 0-1 in boxing. So now you want to fight a guy who was TKO'd, as opposed to Floyd, who's fighting a guy who was unproven in boxing, and we didn't know what to expect. And people, a lot of people gave him a chance. Like Skip Bayless thought Conor was going to knock Floyd out. But most people who know boxing figured even a Floyd who might not have been seriously training, just with his experience in boxing, was not going to lose to a guy like Conor McGregor, who has no real pro boxing experience. But I believe he has some amateur experience. I'm not sure. I think that's what I heard, but I've never seen any footage or heard anything about it. And of course, with the build-up to the fight, a lot of the intrigue came from the clips that they showed of him sparring Paulie Malignaggi, where he was, landing a few clean shots, and the alleged knockdown, which looked like a shove down to me. But a lot of things happened in the build-up of that fight that made it more intriguing. So again, I saw the fight. I was entertained by it. In my opinion, Floyd did in fact carry Conor because he wasn't throwing that many punches in the first few rounds. He wasn't that defensive minded. He came straight forward. He never took a back step. He just marched straight ahead at Conor, let Conor, get his punches off. None of them were really effective. I mean, it was what it was. But now with De La Hoya doing what he's doing now, I mean, are the same people who dismiss the fight between Floyd and Conor, are they going to dismiss the thought of Oscar calling out Conor now? I mean, a lot of times you feel like those same people will either be silent or display some kind of false interest in this particular fight happening, when really and truly, I mean, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Conor McGregor defeated Oscar De La Hoya, just based on, of course, De La Hoya's age and his almost 10 years of inactivity. Again, Conor didn't really show much of anything in the Floyd fight. His punches didn't really have anything on them. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the gloves he was wearing, or he's just not, fully acclimated in throwing punches like a boxer would. But a lot of the punches he was throwing were really weak, which is a stark contradiction to how he fights in MMA, because he knocks guys out with one punch in some instances. So to me, his power didn't carry over the boxing for whatever reason. But again, De La Hoya, I don't know. I don't know how you could take him seriously. One thing I noticed about a lot of times when he does interviews, or actually the interviews leading up to the Conor and Floyd fight, and also when he did make the comment about secretly training to fight Conor, is like no one calls him out on his past comments. Like during the time he was trying to promote the Canelo and Golovkin fight, of course a lot of his talking points were about Conor and Floyd. I didn't hear not anyone call him out on the fact that he was seriously trying to make a fight with Canelo and Conor. Like no one brought that to his attention during the time he was talking shit about the Floyd Conor fight. And I just thought it was weird. And even again, when he I mentioned his interest in fighting Conor, no one said, hey, well, what about that letter you wrote on Facebook? Hey, what about all the tweets you put out regarding how the fight between Floyd and Conor was a circus and a joke and a money grab? How can you see all that stuff and then a few months later turn around and say, oh, I've been secretly training to fight a 0-1 guy that you thought was not really worthy to fight Floyd? So what happened? What changed in your mind that made it okay for you to challenge him now? I mean, again, you were quoted as saying, MMA and boxing are two different sports, and that, again, the fight was a mismatch, it shouldn't happen, but now you want to fight him? I mean, to me, it's clear that De La Hoya is desperate. This is a clear money grab. I mean, I don't know what else it can be. I mean, and just with De La Hoya in general, he's been doing a lot of talking about other fighters. He mentioned interest I know in the past that he wanted to sign Keith Thurman. He recently talked about wanting to, sign Earl Spence, that he would make Earl a bigger star, because right now I don't think Earl has a promoter. He's just advised by Al Heyman. And then even more recently, he talked about the fact that for Deontay Wilder's first 33 fights, he was his promoter, and that if Deontay Wilder had stuck around, he would be a bigger star than he was now. And of course, most people's question is, okay, well, with that said, how come he didn't become a big star under your banner for the first 33 fights? Why is it now, since he's left, he's gaining more traction and getting more attention? So, I mean, if anything, he's better off without you. So how can you say now, oh, if he stuck with you, he'd be better off? Again, with Golden Boy Promotion, the biggest fighter on their roster is, of course, Canelo. And to be honest, I can't even think. Well, I think David Lemieux is under Golden Boy as well. But other than those two guys, I can't think of another fighter off the top of my head that is a part of Golden Boy Promotions and has the potential to be a big star. And of course, I think that's the reason why De La Hoya is doing so many drastic things to get attention. Because again, to call out Conor McGregor, it's just, again, he just wants attention. He's trying to be Floyd in the sense that he wants to get a buzz going. But of course, it's not going to work, because the last time we saw De La Hoya against Manny Pacquiao, he looked terrible. Granted, he did go down to a weight he didn't fight at in a long time to make the Manny Pacquiao fight. But at the end of the day, who's really going to have interest in this fight? I mean, in terms of a pay-per-view standpoint. I mean, again, I'll probably watch it just because I want to see how Conor looks against another boxer. But I wouldn't pay for it. I'll probably go watch it somewhere or stream it But at the end of the day, this is simply desperation by Golden Boy De La Hoya, and it's hypocritical. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, I know my video is kind of late regarding the news that broke about the situation, but I just had to voice my opinion. Again, let me know what you think about the whole situation. Please comment down below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the Standing 8 Cop Fighting channel. You guys have a great day.